Hello, welcome to Mad River. My name is Nate, and I'm one of the guides out here on the Snake River. Hello, my name is Nate. I'm one of the guides here at Mad River. I'm going to talk today about what happens if you fall into the river. Number one rule, stay calm at all times if you're out of the boat. Do not panic. It's easier to hold your breath if you're calm. It's much easier for us to get you back in the boat if you're not yelling and screaming. Usually it's like rule number one, and there only is rule number one. After that, I talk about everything else. It's just don't panic is the big one. I say that like 7 times throughout the speech. Most people freak out, and you got to stay calm. So stay calm at all times in the river. And then you want to get your feet up off the bottom. Never ever stand up in moving current out here on the river. You're going to assume the whitewater swimming position. The whitewater position is flat on your back, feet downstream, nose and toes in the sky, breathing air between the waves. It's a defensive swimming position. You're not doing a whole lot of swimming. You're really just floating, staying calm at all times, breathing between the troughs of the waves. When the wave crashes over you, you hold your breath, remain in the whitewater swimming position until you get to calm water. Then flip over on your stomach and swim aggressively back to the boat. One of the big hazards in our river is strainers. Strainers are any logs or debris that has been caught in the current. Water flows through them and people do not. If you're swimming in the river and you're headed towards a strainer, you need to swim away from the strainer with everything you got. Try and get out of the way of the current, running into the log. If at the last minute, as a last resort, you cannot avoid it, we want you on top of that strainer. So swim towards it, pull yourself up on top, get your head high and dry out of the water. There's a blue and white line that runs around the perimeter of all our boats. Most people who fall out end up right next to the raft. If you're next to the raft, grab on the blue and white line and we'll pull you back in. Really important, we pull all people back in the same way. 2 shoulder straps of the PFD, kneel on the side of the boat, grab that person, pull them back into the raft. Very easy to do if you do it properly. And then if you get really far away from the raft, I have here a throw bag. It's 50 feet of rope in a bag. It's possible I throw this out to you. If I throw this rope to you, you'll hear swimmer, grab the rope. And then I'm gonna fire this thing right at your head. Very important. Put your hands up, catch the rope, not the bag, throw it over your shoulder, and we'll tow you back into the raft. When you get back to the raft, we'll pull you in the same way, 2 shoulder straps of the life jacket. We also have 3 other boats out here. If you fall out of our boat and you are closer to another raft, swim to the closest raft. All boats will help pull you back in. If the boat flips upside down, all the previous rules apply. Stay calm, stay flat on the surface, and swim back to the boat. There are handles on the bottom of the boat in the front and back. If you can grab the chicken line and work your way to the front and back of the boat, it's easier to climb on top of the raft. If you're underneath the raft, you need to get out from under the raft. Press your hands off of the boat and get out from under the boat. If you can climb on top of the raft, hopefully your guide will be on top first, pulling people on top. We'll use this flip line to then rewrite the boat and continue the trip from there. When loading and unloading the raft, please be careful. It's harder than it looks. You want to sit down here on the side gunnel and throw your legs over into the raft. That's the easiest way to get on in. If you're sitting up here in the front, good wide stance. Back here, you want to get your legs wedged in under the thwarts here. You want to sit all the way out on the side tube. That way when you paddle, you're able to reach the water. Cover the T-grip of the paddle at all times and good wide grip on the paddle. If you're not paddling, you're going to be sitting right here in the center of the raft holding onto these handles at all times. If you are paddling the boat today, you want to make sure your hands over the T-grip at all times, good wide paddle grip, and your feet are wedged at all times. If you wedge your feet and you paddle aggressively, you'll tend to stay in the boat. Vertical paddles are best, and if you get the whole paddle blade in the water, you'll be a lot stronger that way, a lot more stable, tend to stay in the raft if you paddle hard. You want to paddle with your whole upper body, not just your arms, bending forward, rocking back, using your core and back muscles instead of just sitting here using your arm muscles. This here is the adult universal PFD we have here at Mad River, or personal flotation device. They are one size fits all for everybody over 90 pounds. The first thing you need to do when you pick up your vest is loosen all 6 side straps. There's 3 on each side here, and then loosen the shoulder straps as well. These shoulder straps with a height adjustment. Make sure this thing fits right in the middle of your chest. Then when you put the jacket on, you want to make sure the head pillow is on the outside of the jacket, and again that it sits middle of your chest. All 4 buckles need to be buckled. Start with the bottom one, that one's easily missed. And then once you get all 4 buckles buttoned up the front, you need to start tightening this jacket at the bottom. Get this jacket as tight as you can handle it. Do up all 6 side straps. And lastly, pull up the slack in the shoulder straps.